So in this video, we look at the problems of failing to identify the location of a drain or sewer. One of the biggest problems that we find is that architects often don't identify the location of where the drain or sewer runs, and this can cause big problems when you actually come to undertake the building work. Building Regulation H4 requires that you obtain a building over sewer agreement if you are building within 3 metres of a sewer, or if you're building within 1 metre of a lateral drain or sewer. Now, this is really important to get in place before the works commence, as otherwise this could really disrupt your building project. Even if the drain isn't a sewer, it can still cause problems because the line of the drain could actually affect the location that you're proposing to build your foundation on, and this could cause problems when you actually come to start the construction phase itself. So if you haven't identified where they are, this can cause problems for the builder. So the difference between a drain or sewer essentially is that a drain serves just one property, whereas a sewer serves more than one property, as this diagram shows. So whilst the RIBA plan of work indicates that you'd include this within stage 4, that's way too late as far as I'm concerned. The earlier that you can undertake the drain or sewer survey, the better it's going to be for you. By leaving it late, you're going to cause problems. You may already have obtained planning permission, for example, and it could subsequently turn out that it's impossible to actually build the extension that you're planning and that you've got planning approval for. Now, that could mean that you've got to go back in for planning approval, or alternatively, it could mean that the building is simply not buildable at all, and we obviously want to avoid that for you. So what we would suggest is that you undertake a check for the location of drains and sewers when you're undertaking the very first survey. Now, this could be as simple as lifting a manhole cover, for example. If there are no manholes that are apparent on site, then simply look over the fence to the adjoining properties. You may be able to locate drains or sewers that way. If neither of these are possible, then we would recommend that you contact the Water Authority and perhaps get a copy of their asset register, which will show the location of where these drains and sewers actually should be. Or better still, undertake a CCTV survey, as this will ensure that you have accurate details of where the drains and sewers run on your site. Assuming that a sewer is found, then generally speaking, it's a fairly simple process to obtain the build over agreement. In most cases, this is simply a form that you'll find online on the Water Authority's website. Alternatively, in more complex situations, they may require you to submit plans and full details to them for them to give approval. In either case, it's important that you get that approval and send a copy to us as your building control body. If you can, get that in place before you start work, but at the very least we'll need a copy of it prior to you completing the work, as otherwise that will hold up the issue of your completion certificate.